President Trump has publicly and vigorously denied having affairs with at least two women, porn star Stormy Daniels and one-time Playboy model Karen McDougal. But today, the New York Times broke the news that Trump's one-time attorney, Michael Cohen, secretly recorded a conversation they had about payments to McDougal. It's a tangled web because it also involved a classic tabloid trick called catch and kill. This past March, Anderson Cooper sat down with Karen McDougal to talk about her 10-month-long affair with Donald Trump that she says started shortly after Melania Trump gave birth in 2006.
We had a great time. We were getting to know each other. We were talking about his birthday. And then as the night ended, we were intimate.
McDougal says she wanted to tell her story before the 2016 election and agreed to give it exclusively to the National Enquirer for $150,000.
McDougal is suing to void an agreement she signed shortly before the 2016 election with the company that owns the National Enquirer, which bought the rights to her story. Her lawsuit says the magazine bought her story, in fact, to kill it, thereby protecting the candidacy of Donald Trump.
Now the Times is reporting that Trump's one-time attorney, Michael Cohen, secretly recorded a conversation with Trump about making a payment directly to McDougal. Whether the payment was made or if it involved the Enquirer is still not clear. Yeah, so I'm not clear about that. So it would seem like they discussed, according to the information that was leaked today, that they discussed making this direct payment, but was it to the National Enquirer so the Enquirer could then pay her? Because they've done that before.
They have, but from what I've heard, the taped discussion, which isn't really a problem. New York's a one-party state, so if Cohen knew he was legal. Recording, then it's legal, even if Trump didn't know. So it comes to, it's pretty much an admission that he had the affair, that he intended to somehow silence it, but it's not clear whether he knew the payment had been made to the Enquirer's parent company.
I think when there's no real shock in this coming from the National Enquirer. I think if you had a more traditional established news organization, maybe like the New York Times or CNN, that was involved in something like this, I think it would be a big scandal. They've been paying for and doing all kinds of unsavory things over the years in order to get at stories or to prevent stories from getting out there. So I'm not really shocked by this. I think it just is yet another disturbing twist in this tale that doesn't seem to get to go away. I mean, no matter when you think, okay, we've read the final chapter and seen the final headline on this, yet comes another one.
I got to agree with Dan. I'm not sure what, if anything, is at stake with the Enquirer here. They don't have credibility as a neutral arbiter of truth when it comes to the president. They're totally in the pro-Trump camp, and as Dan said, are willing to silence stories that are negative for the president. So I don't see this as...
No, but the fact that they're dealing with the president of the United States, or even the president, the guy who was running, I think there's...
It's unseeable. By the way, it's incredibly sleazy. It's 100% sleazy, but it's also totally not a surprise. And, presumably if other women had liaisons with the president and they want to get their story out there, they will now know that you don't take it to the Enquirer and expect to see the light of day.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with what everyone else has said. I'll add to this that coming at the end of this particular week, it doesn't feel like it even makes the top 10 list of Trump stories. It doesn't even make the top 10, it doesn't even make the top 3 list of sex stories from this week. But nevertheless, it's an interesting wrinkle, and it will be interesting to see whether it fits into any of the larger stories that are going on, and we just don't know.
Like the Russia probe, is it related in any way, shape, or form,
to be.
Or is this just a tantalizing sidebar?
Well, what else has been secretly recorded?
Yeah,
well,
who knows?
That's the real question.
Yeah.
And you talked about why would they do something like this with Trump. Well, there's been a close relationship between Trump and the tabloid as part of the whole New York circle there. So I think that's why there's this connection and seems less of a shock.
And there could be a campaign finance contribution issue if sort of the program.
And as we got prepared to do our show, we had Rudy Giuliani saying, what's on the tape is totally exculpatory. It makes the president look terrific. And then CNN was reporting that they had a source who said the opposite.
Yeah, I'm sure. Nice try, Rudy.